Okay, everybody, we're trying this again, but this time with a more meta resistance team. We have two units that are good for magic resistance and one that's just a physical tank, so basically 3 tanks. Alright, so this is the first match, and it's going to be up against one Black Witch Helena, which is actually good, but then we also have a Mont and a Frederica, who are actually bringing the pain down on Rain here. So Rain actually goes down faster than I expected him to, but that's sort of okay. We have our other units that are going to come in here. Ramada's going to go for that armor piercer and just basically knock out Black Witch Helena. Too bad she has the re-raise. And with the Frederica here, she kind of just has weakness against Ramada. So at this point, kind of not looking great unless that confusion hits, which it didn't, so I kind of just ended it there. Okay, so in this next match, we actually have a Cloud and a Yuna, so it's actually relatively still meta. We have Mont moving up, so that's probably good because we can start doing damage on him and kind of try to take him out. Barret didn't attack, but here's Ramada sort of sneaking up from the side, which is sort of going to be a theme in the next few matches, which is actually pretty good the way that she kind of comes up from the side like that. She kind of avoids all sorts of hits. So we got Barret here doing the defense down, and we got Ramada coming in pretty much at the right moment. If it wasn't for that courage, that probably would have been way, way better. Okay, so Barret goes down, and it's pretty much left to Ramada on her own, so this is probably not looking super good, and pretty much this is going to end up in a loss. Okay, so that was that. So now we have, this is the guy that I said I ran into twice, and this is the second time of me running into him, so this ends up being a pretty simple match. Unfortunately, you run into these every so often. Okay, so that was a win. That's our first win of the day. Okay, so now we have a team of Black Witch Helena, basically 2 meta units and Liart. Basically, this team should be what I'm designed to fight against. Instead of the Glaciella, we should have a Elena, but this should do just the same well. So you can see Rain took a bunch of hits, and Ramada just comes up from the side and completely destroys Glaciella. So Rain is actually doing pretty good damage, and he does survive a little bit longer here. So now it's just a matter of clearing up the Black Witch Helena, and Ramada just happens to do that, and also damage on Liart, but Liart's not really that much of a threat, so that ends up being a pretty good win right there. This match, it's Raldor on one side, and then we have Titus on the other side with Rain. The weaknesses kind of lined up, water against fire, but unfortunately Ramada doesn't really do much damage against Raldor. He is actually pretty tanky, and I think he has a physical shield, if I remember correctly. So Ramada isn't really able to clean up on the Raldor side, and Titus is able to clear up Rain because obviously he's not good against physical. And at the point where that heal hit, I pretty much ended it right there. Okay, so next match, what do we have here? We have double Mont and I think a Rain. So this should go pretty okay, I guess. Mont is a physical attacker, but he kind of goes up against Lilith. Lilith has decent defense, so she kind of survives it pretty well. And she lands a pretty decent barrage there. So we have Rain on one side, pretty much coming up against this Mont, and Lilith's job here is basically to survive. As long as she survives, she can actually do pretty good damage, and looks like Rain actually killed the regular Mont, and so we have the King Mont coming up on our side. So King Mont doesn't really have that high of an attack, and my Rain should resist the other Rain. So we have Lilith here, immobilized Rain, and actually did some good damage. So now it's kind of just a matter of cleaning up. We have Ramada coming in at the perfect time and pretty much hitting Mont for his biggest weakness, water, and piercing too. So this ends up being a pretty good win overall. Okay, so now this match, we have Lilith actually just cleans up Frederica pretty quickly, and then we have a Victoria on this side and a Fryevia. So I'm kind of afraid of the Fryevia because I know she's tanky and she's actually support in this match. So right off the bat, we kind of start doing some pretty good damage and getting kills and stuff. Not quite the kill there, but the Frederica is pretty low again after being killed and then revived. So Frederica does a little more damage. She gets healed again, but not really too much to be too concerned about. Victoria, for some reason, attacks what she's not strong against, so that kind of works out. I guess he had the hate, so now it's up to Lilith to do some damage. She didn't really do anything. And then what we want to see here is to get rid of Victoria, so we do. And now, even though Fiery is relatively tanky, she's not going to be able to heal and do offense at the same time, so she ends up going down. She decides to hang on for a little bit longer, but there's just too much against her at this point. She's not going to be able to heal and attack at the same time. Alright, so promotion there, so that is a good thing. Alright, so this team is more of an evade team. We have the 2B up front, which is kind of bad because Lilith is just not going to do that great against 2B. She does have the guaranteed hit barrage and sharpshoot, but she does have the resistance on her side, so that doesn't really end up working out. Rain does manage to hit, and Lilith does manage to hit the barrage, barely not killing Shadow Links. This is going to bite us in the butt. Rain gets killed by Shadow Links, and Ramada's going to come here and completely whiff the attack. So at this point, it's kind of like there's so many wasted on our attacks on our side, and there's stuff that could have gone slightly better. So we end up not doing as well as I would have hoped. But, you know, for an evade team that I'm not prepared for, I think that was okay. So this match, I don't really know. So it's a Titus, a Tifa, and a Phoebe. This could go well, or this could go bad, the way I'm seeing it. They are physical attackers, so that's probably bad. Lilith will not be good against Tifa, so that's another kind of bad thing. And Titus can decimate Rain, so this is kind of looking bad, thinking about it in that sort of way. But I still kind of believe that they can sort of come up with something here. All right, let's see what happens. We have the Phoebe goes down, so that puts an end to the healing. And then Rain gets attacked and pretty much destroyed. All right, so we kind of need Ramada here to finish off the Tifa, but that didn't quite happen. So I believe this Tifa is now going to kill Lilith. And then I just don't have enough left here. Even though Titus decided not to attack, that's not going to be enough for this match. All right, so this match is up against someone that I haven't really seen that much. Is a Summer KelThaFunkee, and it's sort of a light comp with Mont, I guess. We have Lilith here going up against the Mont. She tends to always gravitate towards Mont, obviously probably because of the hate. But it's kind of weird to have two tanks and then one sort of bruiser. I'm not sure if that's gonna work out, but that's pretty much what I have on my side. So what am I talking about? We're doing some good damage to Mont. He gets the courage off, and Warrior Light's almost dead, but he manages to heal up. Lilith does manage to finish off the Mont, and I think at this point, now that the Summer KelThaFunkee is down, I think I'm feeling much better about this. And it's going to be one tank against 3 units. And the tank just is not going to be able to do enough damage against our units. And we actually get a pretty good win here. We barely fought any meta units now that I switched to a meta resistance composition. But I think this composition is doing a little bit better. And I think it's going to keep doing well. Alright guys, thanks for watching.